Hello and welcome. We are smack dab in the middle of week 3 of the semester. So uh, we are turning our attention to the second part of our assignment for the essay project this time around. Last week we focused on summary. This week we're focusing on response. And I know that response seems like it might be the easiest or the easier aspect of this assignment because it's just sort of stating an opinion. But as you'll see in the notes that that have been added to Brightspace, I'm challenging everybody to go a little bit deeper than sheer agreement and disagreement. Agreement and disagreement is a good place to start, but a response is more about exploring the reasons that you might agree or disagree and being thoughtful and thorough on that. Everybody can state an opinion, but what I'm looking for is an exploration on why you have the opinion you have. This isn't an argumentative essay where you're looking to disprove what Wallace is saying. You can disagree with it, but rather than just point to the moments you disagree with, exploring why you disagree with those things, exploring what it is that you have gone through. And so the focus this time is about making connections in terms of making a response, making connections in a couple of specific different ways. You know, Wallace will say things that you can connect directly to your own experience in your own life. He will be talking about things that you have done or mentioning things that you might have actually gone through. And so that first type of connection is just connecting the things that he says to my own life, my own experience, my own opinion, my own the things that I've learned as I've gone and I've been shown throughout my life. So that's one level. The second level is to the world around you. Not necessarily things that you have gone through, but things you know others have gone through, maybe because they're friends and loved ones, or maybe because you are just aware of these people in the world. Maybe you're connecting things that Wallace says to broader, more relevant cultural, global, national, political, whatever you have, issues that, you know, you just sort of hear about or know about. Maybe it's a friend of a friend who went through something that you can make a connection to. And then last but not least is text to other texts. And I'll emphasize again, as I do in the notes, that basically anything counts as a text when it comes to this, as an other text. You might connect something that Wallace says to, you know, another book, or maybe you saw a similar idea being presented in a movie, or maybe it's even something like a TV ad for beer, or a slogan someone had written on their t-shirt, or the lyrics to a song, or, you know, just any place this message has appeared to you previously. Maybe not in the exact same words, probably not in the exact same words, but conveying a very, very similar idea that you can use to kind of put on display. When I encounter Wallace's ideas, these are the things about my own experience that it triggers within me. These are the things that get brought up. I'm looking for more than just saying you agree or disagree and then pointing to moments of the text and going, here's what he says, and he says this, and what he says is right, and I agree with it. You know, it's more about why you think you might have agreed to this. What are you bringing to the table with this conversation between you and Wallace? What is it about what you've gone through that has shaped the opinion that you have about the things that he says? And in a very similar way to where he says the two guys in the bar never interrogate why they believe what they believe and why they react the way they react. This is what I'm asking you to do more of in your essay. It's very easy to just let that knee fly up when you encounter something and have a reflexive, oh, I don't like that. But can you explain why? Do you even know why? Sometimes those are the most interesting essays, where I've never thought about this before in this way. That's really the only work for this week. There's a discussion post asking you to make some initial connections to the text. It's asking more specific questions to help guide your thinking. I encourage you to, again, you won't get a better grade on this essay just because you agree with what Wallace says. You'll get a better grade on this essay whether you agree or disagree if you can explain why by making connections and making direct references to things in your own life that fuel that knee jump, that knee jerk when Wallace hits you in the knee with his hammer. By and large, that's the main focus of the week this time around. We talked about summary last week. We're talking about responding this week. And next week, we'll talk about a handful of things with regards to actually writing this essay out and drafting the first draft of this assignment. So take a look at the notes that are linked in the announcement. There should be sample essays. There should be a couple of other little odds and ends to help guide you and maybe help flesh out some of the connections that you make. As always, if you have any questions about anything, just let me know. Holler at me, shoot me an email, come by during my office hours. Otherwise, enjoy your week. Enjoy this short week, and we'll pick up the ground running again. We'll hit the ground running and pick up here next week.